Are you seeing this? When others are busy on the camera, then they go like, I'm fulfilled. Out together. So, one church, different assignments. So that also comes in with different connections. Is this making sense? The leaders, the pastors are to connect with everyone. You have to learn to connect with everyone. All together. In order for you to be a blessing to everyone. Now, let's go back to Genesis chapter 12. Are we ready? Look at this. Now, the Lord had said to Abram, get out of your country and from your family, from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. So, what are we saying? To a land that I will show you. So, God wants to show you something. All together. Your greatness is in what God is going to show you. The question is, can you see it? All together. Can you see it? Why? Because if you cannot see it, then you cannot become it. If you cannot become it, then the people around you are going to be seeing how gifted you are, how anointed you are, how smart you are, how wise you are, except yourself. Why? The reason is this: you have to see it. All together. There was a time people were telling me, no, you're going to be a pastor. I was saying, never. They said, me become a pastor. Never. And yet I was preaching every day. I was preaching every day, and the very thing I was refusing to be was a pastor. All together. What do you do when God is calling you and you are running away from that which God is calling you to do? All together. When you fail to do something, it does not mean that you have become a failure. Sometimes when you fail to do something, it is a sign that this is your assignment, but you have not yet mastered how to do it. All together. Is this making sense? So now, what are we saying? This is what we are saying. God wants to do something in your life. He wants to make you great, but can you see the greatness in you? Because if you cannot see the greatness in you, then it will be very difficult to manifest the greatness. Why? Because the earth only allows that which is in you to manifest on it. All together. So if it is not in you, okay, here's our sister. The dishes she does, you see this? The cucumbers and the veggies and the onions and the tomatoes. Are you seeing this? She can see it first. She sees 70 people, then she goes like, okay, 70 people, they will eat this. This will be the starter, then this. By the time they get to this, they will be full. Are you seeing this? Now me, I come in and say, 70 people. If we put veggies there, it will be too green. All together. We need some meat also. And then rice. There are some men, when they eat rice, they will be hungry again, so they will be wanting to eat at night. So, okay, let's do something. Let's hit their stomach with pap. All together. Boom, once. You're full for the day. Are you seeing this? So now, what are we saying? If you are to do Catherine, you have to do it. You have to see it. Are you seeing this? You have to envision the 120 people. You have to see 500 people. You have to see 1,000 people. You have to see. Why? Because if you do not see it, even when the opportunity comes, you are going to say no to it. Why? Because you are not going to be ready for what you have not seen. So God said to him, what does he say? He said, go to the land. He's saying, to a land, come out of that place to a land that I will show you. So, do you want to get out of poverty? Okay. If you want to get out of poverty, how much money do you see yourself having? Now, I want to have properties. Okay. Do you see it? And if you see it, where? Because there has to be a location. Why? Because if you cannot see it, all together, in you and write it, then it will not become a reality. Why? Because you have to write the vision down. Because when you are writing the vision down, then it means you have seen it in details in you. Are you seeing this? So now, your mind now is a weapon. All together. And a tool by which you take what is inside you into the earth. All together. This is why one of the powerful gifts God has given to you is the mind. So, you have to make sure that you control your mind. You control your thoughts. Why? Because anyone who controls your thoughts will control your future, will control your destiny, will control your gift, will control your talents and everything. All together. This is why one of the great battles in marriage, one of the great battles in marriage is who controls the minds. Are you seeing this? He controls me. That's what some women will say, not my wife. He wants to control me. Okay. Why did you get married? She wants to control me. Okay. Why did you marry her? He wants to control me. She wants to control me. Okay. What is happening? The moment that statements come in marriage, that marriage is in division. They are operating in the realm of divorce. Why? Because their minds are not one. They have one covenant, but their vision is not one. Why? Because the husband wants to do his own thing, the wife wants to do her own thing. So what are we saying? Even though they are together, they are divided. And what are we saying? The principle comes in. A house divided against each other will fall. Out together. Why? Because the house must stand by its vision, and its vision is going to be protected by the oneness of minds. This is why the husband and wife has to continuously communicate. So how do you stay? Let's say you have a business. How do you stay on top? How do you stay influencing and succeeding and prospering, controlling the markets? How do you do it? Continuous communication. All together. How do you have a successful marriage? No fights, no troubles, no quarrels. Continuous communication, and the communication that does not control with the part of dominating. Why? Because God commanded Adam and Eve to have dominion, but not to dominate the other one. But together, with one mind. Two cannot work together unless they agree. So now, the people who come in your life, how much time do you spend with them to discuss and talk and agree? All together. Or else, the husband will be doing his own thing, the wife will be doing his own thing. Have you ever been in a situation whereby the person you are trying to lead is the person who's telling you what to do? Are you seeing this? When it goes like that, then that situation is having two heads. It has just become my monster. So now, what are we saying? So God comes in and says, come out of your family, come out of your nation, come out of the country where you are to a land that I will show you. So now, the thing you want to experience, the miracle God is giving to you, are you able to see it? And are you willing to come out of the comfort of where you have been? All together. Do you know it's so comfortable to sit in the place where you want everyone to feel sorry for you? Oh, we are sorry. Oh, shame. Are you seeing this? I used to think that everyone who's in the hospital wants to come out. Only to find out that there are some people who do not want to come out of the hospital when they are sick. Why? Because that is when they get the most affection, the most attention altogether. I remember someone who was only getting Fanta when the person is in the hospital. So the person wanted to stay a day longer so that the father can bring the Fanta. Altogether. The person wanted to stay in the hospital a day, an extra day, altogether. Why? So that the person can have another Fanta. Some people are conditioned to sit in the problems and in the situation they are in altogether. Why? Because that's where they get the comfort. Altogether. Oh, they say, my family came to see me. Altogether. Oh, you're so nice. Altogether. Why? It feels good. But how did they get there? They were trying to get the attention and the affection. It was not working until they stumbled into a situation that brought everyone. This is why some of the times the parents, you find that they say, no, I am sick, and all the children gather. They come from everywhere. Why? Because they know they only go to the parents when the parents are sick. So the parents now begin to say, I am sick, and the children come. Are you seeing this? So now, what are we saying? What we are saying is this. So there are certain things God comes in and say, this situation, the way you think, the way you're doing things, you need to come out in order for me to do what I showed you. All together. So now, what are we saying? Okay. So he says, I will make you a great nation. I will make you a great nation. I will make you a great nation. So Abraham, you have to see yourself great because before you start manifesting greatness. Altogether. You have to see yourself great before you start manifesting greatness. Altogether. You must see yourself. Altogether. I must see myself having a big crusade so that when I step there on the crusade ground and there are many people, it's not a strange thing for me. All together. I say, there are so many people. Apostle, go and preach. Wait. Are you seeing this? Why? Too many people. Are you seeing this? So now, but if I go, okay, Father, prepare me on how to minister to 5,000 people, on how to minister to 20,000 people, on how to minister to 100,000 people. And I begin to see it, and I begin to see it, and I ponder on it. Are you seeing this? So now, the more I think about it, I ponder for it, I ponder about it, then I do the research. So now, these men of God and women of God who went ahead of me, and they did great and mighty things, how did they do it? Are you seeing this? What was their mindset? What made them fell from that level they rose to? All together. So now what are we saying? As God is lifting you, you have to make sure that you begin to see, why did others fall? And why did others succeed? How did others rise? And how did others come down? Are you seeing this? Why? Because there is a mindset that you must have in order to sustain that which God gives to you when you come into it. Is this making sense? So now, what are we seeing? We are going somewhere. Now it says, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those. And you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. Okay, wait. I will bless those who bless you. It's a connection. Abraham, everyone who's going to be connected to you, by the blessing on you, I will also bless them. In other words, whoever comes into friendship with you, they are going to enter into the realm of your greatness. All together. So they are going to have the same mind as you. They are going to have the same blessing as you. They are going to become great as you. So what are we saying? This is where you have to watch everyone who's coming into your life. All together. Why? Because every person comes with their atmosphere. Is this making sense? Why? Because you as a person, you are an atmosphere yourself. You are an atmosphere of greatness as a child of God, an atmosphere of victory as a child of God. So now wherever you are, wherever you go, there is a blessing of God on your life. Are we together? That is now an atmosphere of increase, an atmosphere of greatness. So you are an atmosphere. So Tell your neighbor, I am an atmosphere. Wherever I go, there is greatness on my life.
There is greatness on my life.
All together.
Amen.
So now, what are we seeing? What we are saying is this. Before God blesses you, He will train you. Okay. My father wanted me to be a politician. So, when I graduated from the high school, the finances that were there for me to go to the college are together. He said, when I said I'm going to study theology, I didn't see that money. Why? Because he wanted me to be a politician. Is this making sense? Okay. So, 2002, he bought a farm, and then I didn't know that he was planning for me to stay with him at the farm and become a farmer. So now, so I said, no, escort me to the farm. It was about 22 hours drive from the city where we were staying, where we were living, to the farm. Altogether. Because he was moving there and he stayed there permanently. So now, he tells me, escort me. So put all the things together. I put the people in the house to rent the house, and we left. Now, I was not even wise enough. I was supposed to check, now that there are people renting the house, where am I going to stay when I come back? I see this. But the good part of it is there was a separate entrance that we built. Yeah, I was there boarding with him, and I didn't know that's where I was going to stay. So now, that everything was done, went, and then when I got there, I found that organized a lady for me to marry. That organized also the land, 1 hectare where I was going to be farming, and so I said, but this is not for me. I'm going to be a preacher and I'm leaving the nation. Are you seeing this? So I said, no, but you have to obey your father. So I said, I'm sorry, you have raised me in the right way. I'm always obedient to you, but this one, I would rather obey God than obeying you, and then remain in the place where I will never fulfill my assignment. I was only 21. Altogether. So I said, no, I must go and preach. Are you seeing this? Okay. So, they wanted to make me now a farmer. So from wanting to make me a politician now to be made a farmer. Altogether. So I pictured everything. It doesn't add up. It's not in me. Are you seeing this? All I see is preaching. I don't see farming. And God had spoken to me. So now, went back to the city, and it took me about 4 months to go back to the city. 4 months. It was a battle. For me to learn a lesson, we went for business in a far place, like very far. We crossed the river. This river, when it's raining, when it's